So hello everyone, I am Shalimi Devargaman of 2BPNA, and today I will be explaining to you if what are those official rules of softball from Rule 1 to Rule 12. So in this video, ang unahin ko pong i-explain is yung from Rule 1 to Rule 4. So let's start. So Rule 1 is in definitions. So number one, the altered bat. A bat is altered when the physical structure of a legal bat has been changed. Example is replacing the handle of a metal bat with a wooden or other type of handle. So yun yung tinatawag na altered bat, yung pinapalitan yung yung hawakan ng bat na 'di ba it is a metal naman talaga mainly. Then pag pinapalitan siya ng ibang handle like wooden. Next is the appeal play. A live or a dead ball appeal is a play of situation on which an umpire cannot make a decision unless requested of the manager or a coach. So, yung appeal play naman is hindi ito nagagawa ng umpire. But then, kailangan ng guidance or ng ang mag mag-decision talaga dito is yung coach or yung manager. So number 3 is the ball compression. Ball compression is the laid force in kilograms required to compress a softball 6.5 mm or 0.25 inch when measured in accordance with ASTM. Itong ASTM ito yung society tested measure. So number 4 is the call core. The coefficient of restitution of a softball when measured with the ASTM, yung tested and measure, test method measuring the coefficient of the restitutions of a softball. So yung bola kasi talaga meron yan siyang definite meron siyang talagang meron talaga siyang sukat at bigat. Next is yung baseline. So a baseline is a direct line between bases. So yun na yung 'di ba meron 3 bases or 4 sa kaliwa square. Triangle I mean. Then yung baseline na ginamin doon is yung daanan, yung tatakbuhan ng players, ng runner. Next is the base of balls. So a base on balls occurs when 4 pitches are judged by the plate umpire to the balls, including illegal pitches. So number 7 is the base path. A base path is a direct line between a base and the runner's position at the time an offensive player is attempting to tug a runner. Next is the bat ball. Any ball that hits the bat or is hit by the bat and lands either in fair or foul territory, no intention to hit the ball is necessary. So, yun yung sinasabi nating bat ball. So, number 9 is the batter. So, a batter is an offensive player who enters the batter's box and with the intention of aiding his team to score runs. So, itong batter, syempre siya na yung may hawak ng batter, siya na yung after to bat, siya na yung tatakbo. And he continues to be a batter until he is either declared out by the umpire or he becomes a batter runner. So, kapag umpire magde-decide if yung batter ba is pasok or scored or out. Next is number 10. So, the batter's box. So, the batter box is the area to which the batter is restricted while in position with the intention of helping his team to obtain runs. So, number 11 is the batter runner. So, batter runner is played who has finished a turn at the bat, has not yet been put out or touched first base. So, yun yung batter runner na after to bat, syempre yung magpupunta na siya ng first base. Next, number 12 is the batting order. The batting order is the official listing of offensive players in order in which members of that team must come to bat. So, yung meron tayong batting order kung sinong susunod after nung naunang magbabat, sinong susunod, sinong pang third, and so forth. Next is the black ball. So, sa black ball, a black ball is a bat thrown or pitch ball that becomes a lodge in the fencing, Ito na yung kapag black ball ang tawag kapag yung pag after batting, nasabit yung bola sa kisame or sa mas mataas, sa mga ganun. Then, number 14 is a bunt. A bunt is a bat ball not swung at but intentionally met with a bat and tapped slowly within the playing field. Number 15 is the catch. Number 15 is the catch. A catch is legally caught ball, which occurs when the fielder catches a bat or thrown ball with his hands or glove. Number 16 is the catcher's box. A catcher's box is the area within which the catchers must remain until the pitch is released. The pitch ball is bat, and the lines are to be considered within the catcher's box. So number 17 is a charge conference. A charge conference takes place when offensive conference and defensive conference. So number 18 is the top ball. A top hit ball is one of which the batter strikes downwards with a chopping motion of the bat so that the ball bounces high on into the air. So number 21 is the dead ball. So the dead ball is one that touches any object that is not part of the official equipment or official playing area, or a player, person not engaged in the game, or lodges in the umpire's gear, or in an offensive player's clothing, or the umpire has ruled dead. Number 22 is the defensive team. The defensive team is the team in the field. So sila na yung mga nagka-catch ng ball. Yun ang defensive team. Next is the delayed ball. The delayed ball is a game situation in which the ball remains alive until the conclusion of a play. Number 23, yung delayed dead ball. So next is number 24, designated player. So designated player is a starting offensive player who bats in the lineup for the flex player, listed in the 10th position of the lineup card. Number 26 is the double play. A double play is a play by the defense in which two offensive players are legally put out as a result of continuous action. Number 28 is the ejection from the game. So the ejection is the act of any umpire ordering a player, official, or any team member to leave the game, and the grounds for a rule violation for the remainder of the game. So, meron din silang ejection. Yun na yung kapag meron silang rule violation na meron silang violation and yung umpire ang magdidesisyon either kung papaalisin ba yung official or any team member. So, number 29 is the fair ball. A fair ball is a legally bad ball which settles or in touch on or over fair territory, bounds past first at third base and over fair territory, or touches first, second, or third base. Yan. So, next is number 30, which is the fair territory. A fair territory is that part of the playing field within and including the first and third base foul lines from home base to the bottom of the extreme playing field fence and perpendicularly upward. So number 31 is the fake tag. A fake tag is a form of obstruction or a runner while advancing or returning to a base by a fielder who is not in position of the ball. So itong fake tag is parang isa na rin siyang the way ng mga players na magka-score or ma-out yung defensive team. I mean yung offensive team. Next is the fielder. A fielder is any defensive player of a team on the field. So ito na yung fielder is yung mga defensive, kahit sino sa kanila matatawag na fielder. Next is the fly ball. A fly ball is any ball bat into the air. Next, number 34 is the flex player. The flex player is the starting player for whom the designated player is batting and whose name appears in the 10th position on the lined up card. Okay. So, Next is the forced out. A forced out is an out which can be made only when a runner loses the right to the base which he is occupying because the batter becomes a batter runner. Number 36 is the forfeit. It is the act of the plate umpire ruling the game is over by declaring the non-offending team the winner. Number 37 is the foul ball. Foul ball is legally bat ball which settles on foul territory and bounce past first or third and first touches on foul territory. Next is number 38, which is the foul territory. Foul territory is any part of the playing field that is not included in fair territory. So parang ano siya, opposite siya ng fair territory. Number 39 is the foul trip. A foul trip is a bat ball which goes directly from the bat to the catcher's hand. Next, number 40 is the helmet. Must have two ear flaps and shall be the type that has safety features. So, kailangan talaga ng helmet pag naglalaro sa safety ng players. Next is number 41, the home team. Home team is the team on whose grounds the game is played. Kung kaninong, halimbawa, there are two schools na naglalaban, and matatawag mong home team if nilaro yung softball na to sa school mismo nila, kaya sinasabing home team. Next is the illegal bat. Okay, proceed. Illegal bat is one that does not meet the requirements of Rule 3, Section 1. Okay, malalaman natin yan mamaya. So, number 43, the illegal extra player. An illegal extra player is one who violates any of the provisions of Rule 4, Section 6. So, nasa next pa yung Rule 4. Next is the illegal player. Illegal player is a player who takes a position in the lineup, either on offense or defense, who has not reported to the plate umpire. So, syempre, illegal na kapag i-replace mo yung isang, halimbawa, may isang taong absent, tapos i-replace mo, or nagpalit kayo ng position, iba sa listahan ng umpire. Next is the illegal re-entry. A starting player returns to the game and second time after twice being substitute. So, tinatawag yun na illegal entry. Yun ang mga illegal entry ng softball. Next is 49. Illegally caught ball. An illegally caught ball occurs when a fielder catches a bat, thrown, or pitch ball with his cap, mask, glove, or any part of his uniform while it is detached from its proper place. Hindi siya counted kapag ang nakapag-catch or is yung mga mask, glove na hindi suot ng player. Next is the ineligible player. A player who may no longer legally participate in the game because the umpire has removed him. So, meron kakayahan ng umpire na i-remove yung player, which is matatag na illegible player kapag sumali pa siya. Next is the intentional base on balls. Intentional base on balls occurs when the defensive team desires to place the batter on first base without the requirements to deliver 4 pitches balls. So number 59 is number 59, intentionally dropped fly ball. An intentionally dropped fly ball is a fair fly ball, including a line drive or a bunt, with less than 2 outs and a runner on first base. Next is the leaping. Leaping is the act of a pitcher that causes him to be airborne on his initial move and pushed Next is number 63. Legally cut ball. Legally cut ball occurs when a fielder catches a bat, thrown or pitch ball, provided it is not caught in the fielder's cap. Next is the line drive. Is a ball in flight that is bat sharply and directly in the playing field. Number 65, line up and line up card. 66 is the obstruction. 67 is the offensive player only. And 68 is the offensive team. 69 is the official equipment. Equipment considered to be any equipment, bat, gloves, helmets, etc. in current use by the defensive of offensive team in the course of play. Number 70 is on-deck batter. The on-deck batter is the offensive player whose name follows the name of the batter in the batting order. Next is the on-deck circle. The on-deck circle is the area where the on-deck batter may warm up or takes play swings while waiting his turn to enter the batter's box. 72 is the 1 meter. 1 meter line is the area that lasts half distance between home and first base, where batter runners must run to avoid being called out for interfering with the thrown balls from the home plate area. So, number 73 is the option play. Sa option play, ito na yung catcher obstruction, use of an illegal glove, an illegal substitution, an illegal pitch, illegal pitcher returned the game and pitching, and a female batter on a 2-out walk. So number 74 is the outfield. Outfield is the portion of the field that is outside the diamond, formed by the baselines, or the area not normally covered by an infielder and within the foul lines. So number 75 is the overslide. Is the act of an offensive player when a runner he overslides a base he is attempting to reach. 76 is the overthrow. An overthrow is a play in which a ball is thrown from a fielder to another. Next is the passed ball. A passed ball is a pitch that should have been held or controlled by the catcher with ordinary effort. Next. Next is the pre-game meeting. A pre-game meeting is a meeting held at the home plate area at a predetermined time between the umpires and the head coaches. Next is the protest. A protest is the action of the defensive or offensive team objecting to the interpretation or application of a playing rule by an umpire or the eligibility of a team roster member. Next is the quick return pitch. A quick return pitch is one made by the pitcher with the obvious attempt to catch the batter off balance. Next is the re-entry. It is the act of any of the starting players returning to the game after being legally substitute. So next is the removal from the game. Removal is the act of the umpire declaring a player ineligible for further participation in the game other than as a coach. So, let's proceed to ito sa number 98, which is the throw. A throw is the act performed by a fielder when throwing the ball to another fielder. Next is the time. Time is the term used by the umpire to order the suspension of a play during which the ball is dead. Next is the triple play. A triple play is a continuous action played by the defensive on which 3 offensive players are put out. Next is the turn at bat. A turn at bat begins when a player first enters the batter's box and continues until the batter is put out or becomes a batter runner. Next is the wild pitch. Okay, the wild pitch is a pitch so high, so low, or so wide of the plate that the catchers cannot or does not stop and control it with ordinary effort. So wild pitch. Lastly, so sa last dito sa rule number 1 yung definition is the withdrawn player. A withdrawn player is a player forced to leave the game, yung lineup, in accordance with the replacement playing ruling. Player ruling. So let's proceed sa rule 2, the player field. So sa number 1 dito sa rule number 2 is the playing field. So, it is the area within which the ball may be legally played and fielded. Ito yung note, a ball is considered outside the playing field when it touches the ground, person on the ground, or objects outside the playing area. So, I consider na siya na outside the playing field. Next, number 2, sa rule number 2 is the ground of special rules. So, ground of special rules establishing the limits of the playing field may be agreed upon by the leagues or opposing teams whenever backstops, fences, stands, vehicles, spectators, or other obstructions are within the prescribed area. Okay. So number 3 is the official diamond shall have baselines and pitching distances as set out in the distance table. So, ang note dito is, if during the game, the base distance or the pitcher distance is found to be at the wrong distance, correct the error at the start of the next full inning and continue playing the game. So, okay lang kahit may nakita na ay mali yung distance ng ng playing field. Pwede nila yan itama, pero tuloy pa rin yung laro until the end. So, last sa rule number 2 is the diamond layout. Layout of the diamond refer to the drawing showing official dimensions of softball diamonds. So, meron siya dito. Wala ako na-insert. So, it is 1 meter line in drawn parallel to from the baseline. Next, the batter's on deck circle is placed adjacent to the ends of player's bench. Next is the batter's box are located on each side of home plate. Next, the catcher's box shall be located to the rear of the batter's boxes. Next is each coach box shall be located to the rear of the batter's boxes. The home plate shall be made of a rubber and shall be a 5-sided figure. Lastly, the pitcher's plate shall be of rubber. So, yun yung sa rule number 2, which is the player field. Sa player field, dito nakapalob yung kung ano yung dimension na ng field ng play, ng game. Next, so mag-proceed na tayo sa rule number 3, which is the equipment. So, number 1 is the official bat. So, ito, ang bat shall be a one-piece construction, multi-piece permanently assembled, or two-piece interchangeable construction. Next, shall be made of one piece of hardwood or formed from a block or wood consisting of 2 or more pieces. So, kailangan meron tayong mga extra nga bat. Shall be metal, bamboo, plastic, graphite, carbon, magnesium, fiberglass, ceramic, or any other composite material approved by the ISF or the Equipment Standards Commission. So, kailangan pa ipacheck yun sa kanila. Shall be round and shall be smooth. Shall not more than 86.4 centimeter or 34 inches long, nor exceed 1,077.0 grams or 38 ounce in weight. So, meron siyang sariling size and bigat. Next is number 2, warm-up bats. The warm-up bat must be of one-piece construction and it shall comply with a safety grip and safety knock requirements of the official bat. Ban, ban. Next is the warm official softball. The official softball shall be regular, smooth seamed, concealed, stitched, or flat surfaced ball. So, yun ang kailangan sa ano? Yun ang kailangan sa official softball. Wait lang. Next is the protective equipment. So, kailangan ng protective equipment since ang laro is hindi siya smooth lang. All catchers must wear mask, throat protector, and helmet. Next is wait lang. Check natin if so, let's proceed sa since napupuno na yung ano ko. Sa rule number 4 na tayo, which is the coaches, players, and substitutes. So, sa number 1, coaches, the head coach is responsible for signing the lineup card. Wait lang po. La! 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 So next, number 2 is the lineup cards and rosters. Official lineup cards are to be complete and submitted to official scorer and the plate umpire at the start of each game. Next, number 3 is the players. A team shall consist of players in the following positions. Fast pitch, 9 players. Pitcher, F1, catcher, F2. So, meron silang mga, sariling names. According sa, ng official softball rule. So, number 4 is the starting player. A starting player shall be official when the lineup card is inspected and approved. So, saka lang magsa-start kapag na-approve na ng official. Yung to start na talaga siya na walang kompleto na lahat. Number 5 is designated player. Referred to the DP, may be used as a batter for any defensive player. The starting DP may be substitute and may re-enter one time as long as he returns to the position. So, next is the extra player. Extra player referred to as an EP is optional, but if one is used, it must be made known prior to the start of the game and the player's name listed on the lineup card as one of the 11 hitters in the batting order. Number 7 is the re-entry. Any of the starting player may be substitute and re-enter once, provided such players occupy the same batting position whenever they are in the lineup. So, next is the substitute. Number 8 is the substitute or illegal player. May take the place of a player whose name is in his team's lineup. The following regulation govern playing substitutions. The coach or team representative of the team making the substitution shall immediately notify the plate umpire at the time the substitute enters. So, kailangan na magsabi muna sa umpire kung may isa-substitute man. Next is the disputed calls. Any team member disputing any judgment decision by an umpire will constitute a team warning. Any repeat offense shall result in the ejection of the team member. Number 10 is the dugout conduct. Coaches, players, substitutes, or other bench personnel shall not be outside the designated dugout area, except when the rules allow or when considered justified by the umpire. So, number 11, which is lastly, lang ba pala? May 12 and 13. Next is the replacement player. In the event or of any player bleeding during the game, the play must be withdrawn from the game if the bleeding cannot be stopped within a reasonable length of time, or his uniform becomes covered with blood. The withdrawn player shall not return to the game until all bleeding cease, the injury cleaned and covered, and if necessary, his uniform replaced. So, nag-brown out. So, mag-proceed na tayo sa number 13, which is the violations and the penalty. Okay. So, yun lang. Thank you. Facebook.